Hi guys, Mark Williamson, the Golf Yogi here for GolfersRx Fitness Friday. Today I want to talk about something that I see in the swing quite often. It's basically at the finish position, and especially with amateurs, and unfortunately guys, a lot with high handicappers. I see people get to the finish position and kind of finish over here. Not very balanced, not tucking that pelvis under, getting the belt buckle close to the target, finishing nice and tall, making sure that we get all the way onto that left side. So a lot of times what I see in people when we're dealing with that is there's a restriction, and it's either going to come from the quads, maybe into the hip flexors, could be a little bit being able to tuck and arch into the back. So I've got two things today that are going to be really good to start to help you out there. Loosen up those quads and hip flexors a little bit, and again, start to get that back and that pelvic tilt a little bit more mobile. So the first one I've got here for you today is just a simple lunge called Crescent B in yoga. The biggest thing about this is when we get into it, we want the knee directly over the ankle, and we want to make sure our back foot isn't really flopping in like this. We want to keep it nice and straight. So we're going to start to lean into this. It's nice and easy. A lot of people when they do this want to come forward. We actually lose the stretch when we do that. So you want to lean back a little bit. You can press that knee forward. If you want to play with the balance, you can actually take the hands up a little bit. You want to make sure that you're mobile into this. So inhale, come out of it a little bit. Exhale, sink back into it. It's going to start to open up through this left hip flexor all the way through this left quad really nicely. Helps us to tuck that pelvis a little bit, stand nice and tall at the finish. The other one that I want to show you today are called cat-cows in yoga. You're going to start in what we call tabletop. The biggest thing you want to look for here is we want the wrists right underneath the shoulders, and we want the knees right underneath the hips. We don't want to be way in front or way behind. So nice and stable. All we're going to do is arch into that back and look forward. You can slide forward with this just an inch or two. If you do, really press those feet into the ground. You'll feel a nice little pull in the low back. And then on the exhales, we round out as much as we can. We tuck that chin into the chest. Nice big rounding through the shoulders. So again, inhales, we arch, maybe a little slide. Exhales, we tuck that pelvis and round out. A couple other variations here. You can slide a bit more as long as you're not getting any pressure into the wrists. And when you round, you can actually start to pop up on the fingertips, really get some nice rounding into those shoulders. So again, if we're able to arch into this back, to tuck into the pelvis, it's going to help us start to find that finish position a lot easier. Add that in with starting to loosen into the hip flexors and into those quads. You're going to start getting to a much more balanced finish position, nice and tall. Hopefully add a little bit more power into your swing.